All right, welcome back. We're going to be talking about Friday the 13th, Part 5. Joining me, as always, every Friday is Paul from Twin Flicks, who's taking over? Is that a spoiler? Is your name Roy? Oh, we have a. Whoa, wait. Paul, you still there?
Oh yeah, I'm still here. Sorry, I spaced out for a bit thinking of Jason.
No, I mean, it happened to
about
Roy,
Jason.
right? That's his name, the paramedic.
I honestly don't know the names for these movies. The
I think,
characters' names aren't important.
well, we'll call him Roy. He was a paramedic. All right,
Jimmy.
let's start first with our rundowns. Okay, we have Feldman visits Jason's grave. Jason worms, 2 dead gravediggers, half of a candy bar. Angry wood chipper kills candy bar boy. Hilarious vulgar language. Flare to the mouth. Slice neck to the driver. Crazy chicken lady. Dildo stew. 2 car spins. Lana to go with nothing on it. 2 Showtime boobies. Snow flurries up the nose. 2 boobies in the woods. Tommy is a karate black belt. Enchilada gas attack. Toilet musical called Ooh Baby. And that's where I dropped off. So
You were like, what am I watching? Or you were so mesmerized by it.
So Paul, what's your rundown?
All right, here we go. Machete through the stomach, needle through the neck, axe through the noggin, road flare, garden shears to the eyes, throat slitting, chest and leg impaling, motorcycle riding, 1 decapitation with a meat cleaver, corpse thrown through a window, killing on the crapper, gratuitous bulldozer, and gratuitous chainsaw machete duel.
Yes. So I gotta say, I didn't like this one as much as 4 at all. It was back to 2 and 3 for me. At one point, I had to Google and see was that Rick James or not. One of the characters kind of looked like Rick James.
No.
I was like, well, that would be cool, but
No, Rick James wouldn't do this. Yeah, this one was pretty much a slog.
Yeah,
lame deaths and a lot of off-screen kills.
Yeah, I know. It was just
like, and I'm gonna get into the reason why in a minute. But
you mentioned the chainsaw battle. It was a little better, but it was still pretty lame.
Yeah, and it just wasn't. It wasn't gory. It didn't have any fun kills. It felt like the hired Steve Miner back from number 3.
Yeah, that's true.
And I mean, obviously, since it's called, I was about to say Star Trek 5, since it's called Friday the 13th Part 5, A New Beginning. Obviously, and it sets it up where Tommy is supposed to become the new Jason.
Oh, that's what they wanted to do?
Yeah, because at the ending,
yeah,
when he's in the hospital room and he puts on the mask and and it shows him with a knife like this, and then it freezes, and then it goes to credits. So that's what their plan was because of Tommy's trauma and everything he went through. He sees Jason as a vision, and then he puts on the mask and becomes the new Jason. And I have to say, thank God they didn't continue going down that road, because I did not like that. I never liked that.
See, I got confused because I thought Roy was at the end. I guess I skipped ahead to the 6th one. But yeah, man, I thought I was kind of like, okay, it made sense they did the time jump and Jason's corpse has been there for so long and he's actually dead.
The one thing I did like about this is that they didn't do a recap. Instead, it was a nightmare.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a recap, but it was more of a nightmare. But it's not good. Like
No, it's
I
not.
said, skip 3. I would also skip 5.
Well, looking back on part 5, A New Beginning, I just felt like it just felt like one big internal nightmare for Tommy. I don't know if I read that right or not, or if there's even any credence to that. And then
Yeah,
him
I mean, because
having
of
the
the trauma,
mask.
yeah,
Yeah.
because of the trauma he experienced. I mean, you saw it in the last shot of number 4 too, where it did the close up of him looking at the camera. So it alludes to him becoming Jason and being so traumatized. But I've never known anybody who's been so traumatized over with a serial killer that they actually become a serial killer like that. I mean, maybe it's happened. I don't know, but I can tell you this, that it was also a nightmare in the production.
Oh,
Because
okay. It seems like it had all kinds of problems. Like the editing is kind of choppy and
yeah, and this will help explain why,
okay.
and why this movie is not as good as 4. I wrote it down. I knew about this, but I wanted to get it right, so I looked it back up and wrote it down. So the producer Frank Mascalco hated the director so much, calling him a
Wow.
perverted asshole, and
Wow.
was so disappointed by the movie with the lack of kills. He said that when he hired the director Danny Steinman, he said that there was 2 requirements. One is to deliver a shock and scare, and the second is to deliver a gory kill every 7 to 8 minutes. McCaskill said instead of that, Steinmade instead made a softcore porn rather than a
Hmm.
slasher horror movie. There was a 3 minutes long sex scene with Deborah Voorhees where it had some hardcore footage that Frank Mascalco, the producer, edited down himself because the director refused to.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, so that right there kind of shows it was a nightmare behind the scenes, and I'm sure the producer edited more than than
Yeah.
that because
I
you can
didn't get a whole
tell.
lot of like sleaze in this one, if I remember.
Yeah, and you can tell that the editing is really choppy at certain places, and so yeah, I mean, there isn't a whole lot to talk about this one. Kind of like 3.
Well, just the end, the guy was wearing a mask under the mask type thing.
Yeah,
That didn't work for me,
no,
because we had that one shot of the paramedic. I think his name is Roy, and he was getting like hypnotized by the corpse, but it's so like brief. You'd have to like
yeah,
really pay attention to get it, and then it just doesn't make any sense.
yeah.
So overall, I
So
wouldn't recommend this one at all. Like you
yeah, I
said,
mean,
skip it.
this one it shows him as a kid, and you think it's a recap, but it's a nightmare. Then it shows Tawny all grown up, and he's kind of a fruit, not psychologically a fruit. Uh, after the trauma went through, and then he's being hand delivered to a house of delinquents, I guess.
Yeah, that was all weird.
And it's so weird because that fat guy that loves his chocolate bars, and then the guy chopping the wood. This fat guy's going up to him, annoying him, say, "Here, you can have my candy bar. You can have my candy bar." And then he has enough, and then he just hacks the fat guy to death.
Yeah.
And honestly, I didn't blame him because that guy was so annoying.
He has this
So,
amazing like karate skills too at some point. And then
oh yeah,
one thing I wanted to point out too, in the Pinehurst, the center that he goes to, the leader there was Richard Young from Indiana Jones: The Last Crusade. The
Oh,
guy who
was
gives
he?
Indiana Jones his hat. Yeah, I just
Oh,
wanted to
okay,
throw that little note in there. It's kind of funny.
that's cool.
So I was like, "Who
Yeah,
is that guy? I recognize that guy." And I was like, "Oh, it's from Indiana Jones: Last Crusade."
Indiana
Okay.
Jones. Yeah, I mean, this video is probably going to be real short because there
Yeah.
isn't nothing there's nothing to talk about. I mean, the only cool kill that I thought was cool was the road flare through the mouth.
Yes, that's the one I like too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best kill of the whole movie, and it's near the beginning. It's not even,
Yeah.
and but it's really cool how they did that with the effects. I don't know if Tom Savini was part of this one or not. I don't think he was because the kills were
Doesn't
pretty
seem like
lame.
it.
but yeah, and then you see the glow of the road flare through his cheeks and his almost whole face. It was really cool. But that's the only good kill in the movie.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So yeah,
there's just something about a flare too on the film that looks nice.
Oh yeah, Jurassic Park with the T-Rex.
Yep,
which this is the 30th anniversary of Jurassic Park.
That's true.
So let's talk about Jurassic Park instead of.
What if Jason would have showed up in the park?
That would have been cool.
He has some insane skills, though. Like we've talked about Jason before, but his skills are getting better. Like he can hold his breath underwater for years. It seems like,
and his hand is bigger than everyone's head.
Yeah. Well, guys, we want to hear from you out there. Oh, go ahead, Paul. Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say that still, I mean, I wouldn't recommend it, but I mean, I don't know. I haven't rewatched 6 yet to refresh my memory, but how much does 5 go into 6? I mean, would you recommend it in that way, in that respects?
Well, I don't want to tell you. I mean, I don't want to
well,
tell
you don't have to, without spoiling anything.
But I will say, I actually think 6 is better than 4.
Oh, really?
I like 6 a lot.
Well, 6 is great. And 6 is when it becomes more supernatural, which we'll talk about there.
Yeah, I liked 6 a lot.
Yeah. My favorites
the only connection is Tommy.
Yeah. My favorites of the whole series is 4 and 7, and then 6, I think is how I would do it. Anyways, guys. Yeah, thanks for watching. Let us know if you like 5 and why you like 5. Because I'd be confused if someone said they loved 5. So
I want to hear from somebody that like puts 5 up there with number 1 or above it. I'm curious if there's anybody out there that likes A New Beginning better than all of them.
And the reason why. And the reason why, don't just say, yeah, I liked it. Let us know why. And we may read your comment next time.
We may.
We'll see.
We may. Whoops. All right, that'll do it for this entry of the Friday the 13th review discussions. Thanks again, Paul, for being here, and guys out there, peace out. Stay safe.
All right, guys. See you next time.